Why are we working so hard just to spend money trying to look like we haven't aged? If you've ever looked at your reflection and thought, God, I'm starting to look a bit tired, then this video is for you. Because I've done it, and for a long time, I believed that tired meant unattractive, that aging meant slipping. So I bought the eye creams, the brightening serums, the collagen drinks. I spent money I didn't really have, trying to look like someone that time hadn't touched. But one day I asked myself, who told me that looking older was a problem in the first place? And why do the people who are selling these products keep profiting off my fear of it?
To reduce the look of deep wrinkles for smoother, visibly firmer skin.
Can a cream really reduce wrinkles? Triple Power visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and brightens.
If you've ever felt the pressure to fight aging with your wallet, this is your wake-up call. Because today, we're breaking down one of the most profitable lies ever sold to women and how to break free from it. You know what the lie is? That aging is a problem and that as women, we're supposed to fix it. From the second we spot a line or feel a bit run down, the messaging kicks in. Look more refreshed. Fight the signs of aging. Stay youthful. It's everywhere. But it's all wrapped up in words like empowerment and self-care. So we don't even realize what it's actually saying, which is you're not okay as you are. And even worse, you will only stay valuable if you pay to stay younger. They don't package it as shame. They wrap it up in luxury, like you're just treating yourself. But let's be honest, it's not a treat, it's a trap. The beauty industry has taken completely normal things like wrinkles, tiredness, changes in your skin, and turned it into problems that we feel pressured to fix. So ask yourself, who wins there? This isn't just about one cream or one brand. This is about an entire industry built on one idea, that if they can keep us feeling like we're falling apart, they can keep us spending. It's not about your skin. It's about their sales targets. It's not about what you need. It's about what they need. Repeat purchases, quiet shame, and customers who don't question it. You were never meant to age gracefully. You were meant to keep quiet and keep spending and feel grateful that some night cream might buy you 5 more minutes of being seen. That's a betrayal. That's a scam. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The truth that no one selling anti-aging creams wants you to hear is that these products aren't designed to work. They're designed to keep you coming back. A little improvement followed by a new concern, a brighter complexion, then suddenly a sagging jawline that you haven't even noticed before. It's not a solution, it's the cycle, and a profitable one, because you're never meant to feel done. The average woman will spend nearly £200,000 on beauty products in her lifetime. A huge chunk of that goes on age prevention, which, let's be honest, is just code for don't let anybody see that I'm changing. And the worst bit is that these companies know exactly what they're doing. They don't market to your skin, they market to your fears. They create dependency, financially and emotionally, so that your reflection becomes their business model. Naomi Wolf says in The Beauty Myth that the more power women gain in society, the more pressure we're put under to obsess over how we look. Because what better way to keep women distracted, quiet, compliant than convincing us that we need to fix our faces to be taken seriously? And it works. I've bought the creams. I've justified the cost as looking after myself, but that wasn't self-care. That was shame repackaged in fancy branding. Because if something actually worked, why would we still be spending 20 years later? The real truth is you were never broken. There was never anything to fix in the first place. But there is a system that profits off you believing otherwise. And it's time that we all start seeing it for what it is. So what is the real cost? It's not just the 50 quid here or the 80 quid there. It's not even the thousands of pounds that we spend over the years, though that alone is enough to keep many of us stuck. It's what we don't spend that money on. Savings, security, freedom, the things that actually move our life forward. I remember one payday a few years back when I'd had a tough month, I just felt down, insecure, just dull. Instead of asking what I needed, I went straight to Boots and spent nearly £100 on an anti-aging set that I'd seen online. I told myself it was self-care, but really I was buying the hope that I'd feel better about myself when I looked in the mirror. And that feeling lasted 2 days. If that. The money was gone, the tiredness was still there, and the pressure hadn't lifted. I've heard that same story so many times from so many women. It's this pattern of spending when we feel low, believing that the right product will make us feel enough. But it never does, because it's not designed to. And over time, that emotional spending adds up, not just in products, but in missed opportunities. That house deposit that never grew, the emergency fund that never feels quite safe enough, and that business idea that always just stayed a dream. There's a concept called the Hedonic Treadmill. It basically means that no matter how much pleasure or comfort you add to your life, you emotionally adapt to it, and you end up back at that same baseline, just chasing the next thing. Does that sound familiar? You buy the serum, you feel hopeful, maybe this will be the one. 2 days later, you're back in front of the mirror noticing something else. Now it's your neck. Now it's your jawline. Now you're Googling a night cream to go with the day cream. That's not because you're high maintenance. That's a hedonic treadmill, working exactly how it should. The feeling wears off, so you spend again. Not because the last thing failed, but because it almost worked. And that almost is exactly how they keep you in the loop. We're taught to invest in looking younger, but not being freer. And that's how the trap works. Because as long as you're caught in the loop, chasing your worth in products, trying to fix what was never broken, you're easier to sell to and harder to set free. Now, add in time, money, and a lifetime of self-doubt, and you've got something scientists actually have a name for. It's called the Red Queen Paradox. It comes from evolutionary biology, and it's named after the Red Queen in Alice in Wonderland, because she tells Alice it takes all the running you can do to stay in the same place. In science, this explains how species have to constantly evolve just to survive. Not to get ahead, just to avoid falling behind. And that's exactly what it feels like to be a woman inside the anti-aging industry. All this money, all this time, all this effort, just not to be called tired, just not to feel invisible, just not to look like you've given up. We're not getting closer to joy or peace or self-acceptance. We're just trying not to fall apart in public. That's not a skincare routine. That's a survival strategy. And anti-aging creams don't actually stop aging. According to dermatologists and consumer studies, including one by the British Association of Dermatologists, most of these products only hydrate the skin's outer layer temporarily. They don't repair deep damage, they don't build collagen, and they don't reverse anything. In fact, the FDA itself states that if a skincare product did biologically reverse aging, it would be a regulated drug, not sold over the counter. So when they say clinically proven, they mean it made someone's skin slightly smoother for a few hours under ideal conditions. That's not science, it's psychology and marketing dressed up in a lab coat. The real scam isn't the product. It's that they taught us our worth had an expiration date, and we've been trying to buy more time ever since. So how do we opt out of this? Because I'm not here to shame you for buying a serum. We've all done it. I'm here to say you have a choice. And maybe for the first time, you get to make it consciously. Start by asking this one question. Every time you reach for a product, a serum, a treatment, the latest must-have, ask yourself, am I buying this because I want it, or because I've been told that I'm not enough without it? That one question changes everything. Then you could try, instead of impulse buying the next miracle cream, write down what it promised you. Not just hydration, but confidence, validation, feeling worthy. Sit with that for a minute. Could you get that feeling another way? A walk, a nap, just calling someone who gets it, putting that money aside into savings instead. Sometimes just pausing is the win. You don't have to stop at everything at once. You don't have to go makeup free, bin your routine, or pretend that you don't care. I know I haven't. This isn't about pretending you're above it. It's about getting clear on what you're doing it for. Some empowered alternatives might look like choosing products that are based on joy, not fear. Spending money on things that build your future, not just hide your present. Creating a relationship with your reflection that's rooted in respect, not resentment. And if all you do this week is decide not to buy something out of shame, that's a radical act. We were never the problem. We're just living in a system that profits when we doubt ourselves. But you can choose a different story, a freer one, a wealthier one, in every sense of the word. Because the system depends on you not noticing, not questioning, not pushing back. But when you see it, and really see it, it can't control you anymore. You don't have to spend to feel worthy. You don't have to hustle to stay visible. You don't have to apologize for aging.